Okay. The distance formula can be used to calculate the distance between any 2 points on a Cartesian plane. So if you look here at this graph, I've got 2 points, the points A and B, and there's a red line joining those 2 points. And the distance formula is a way I can calculate the distance between those 2 points. So I've written out here the distance formula. Let's label these points. So point A, x is -3 and y is 1. Point B, x is 3 and y is 4. What I then do is call one of these points point 1 and one point 2. So if we call this point 1, then that's the point x1, y1. And if this is point 2, then that's the point x2 and that's the point y2. So just highlighting, there's my x1, my y1, my x2 and my y2, and I will substitute those into my distance formula. So I write my formula out first, and then I write the distance is equal to the square root of x2, which is 3, subtract x1, which is -3, and I have to square that. And then I add y2, which is 4, and I subtract y1, which is 1, and I square that. Then 3 subtract -3 is 6. So this is 6 squared, and 4 subtract 1 is 3. So it's 3 squared. So the distance is the square root of 36, because that's 6 squared, plus 9, because that is 3 squared. So the distance between these 2 points is the square root of 45. Just going back, it wants it correct to 2 decimal places. So into my calculator, I'll put the square root of 45. And the square root of 45 is 6.708203933 to 2 decimal points, 1, 2. Look at the third, that is greater than 5. So this 0 rounds up 1. So the distance between the 2 points is 6.71. Let's look at our second example. It wants the distance between these 2 points. So again, let's call this x1, y1, x2, y2, and I'm going to substitute those into my distance formula. So my distance is equal to the square root x2, which is 3, subtract -1, because that's x1. I'm going to square that. Then y2, which is -2, and I'm going to subtract y1, which is 5, and I square that. Okay, 3 subtract -1 is 4. So 4, and I've got to square that. -2 subtract 5 is -7, so I have to square that. So it's the square root. 4 squared is 16. -7 squared is -7 times -7. 7 sevens are 49, and negative and a negative is a positive. So the distance between these 2 points is the square root of 16 plus 49, which is 65. Put that into my calculator, so I'm wanting the square root of 65. It's 8.0622577748. And remembering it said to 2 decimal points, 1, 2. Look at the one after that, the third decimal point, it's a 2. So it means this 6 gets to stay as a 6. So the distance between those 2 points is 8.06.